Welcome back to Warframe 101. This is Moonchild here, and today we're going to discuss the navigation console. Now, the very first thing you see when you look at it is that menu with all of the alerts on it. Now, alerts are things that appear periodically and are only available for a certain amount of time. It lists the different rewards, mods, endo, anything like that that you would receive from doing them. So be sure to check back occasionally to make sure that there's nothing that you want that's currently available. So we're going to sit down here.
Operator, are you enjoying
All
the
right.
view?
So we're going to zoom out here. These are all of the different places, planets, and locations you can go to in Warframe. Right here. So, normally where you're going to start, if you're fresh off the boat, is going to be on Earth. So you're going to see this. This is going to be your planet. So, the very first thing you need to be concerned about when you just join the game is how to move forward. All of these different little diamonds, squares, triangles, and shapes are different missions that you can go and do. So if I hover over this, it says exterminate. Exterminate means kill everybody that you find in the mission till it's time to go. The faction is Grenier, and it's level 1 to 3, so it's for very, very fresh people. Open squads are how many people are looking for additional people right now. Okay. Got some other ones, mobile defense, excavation, all different types of missions. So what you need to do is slowly work your way up through these different diamonds and squares up to these things called junctions. Now, junctions are the ways that you unlock other planets, functionalities, and quests inside of Warframes. They're basically the big checkpoint to make sure that you've progressed enough in order to experience the rest of the content. So let's read here on the left. So in order to be able to go to Mars, inside of this Mars junction, you would have to complete the quest labeled Once Awake, defeat 150 Frontier Grenier enemies on the Earth. It's not too hard. Collect 500 Rubidoux in missions, which is a resource available on Earth, and complete Susei on Mercury. So they actually want you to go to Mercury first and do a mission there in order to be able to progress to Mars. So on the bottom you can see every couple of seconds the different rewards are scrolling by. So you get a relic, you get a blueprint for the Fragor, which is a hammer, your codex scanner, little camera, you get the Arcwing quest, an incubator power core, and your void relic segment. So it's very important that you get that one going. Then at the south here, there's going to be another one called the Venus Junction. Same thing, complete a quest, collect 20 mods, apply 4 mods to a single Warframe or weapon. We already covered mods in a different video. Upgrade any mod to rank 2 or higher through the fusion process, and defeat 3 Eximus enemies on Earth. Eximus enemies are super enemies that have their own powers and abilities. They're marked by a red outline, so they should be pretty easy to identify when you're out and about. Same thing, 6 rewards you get from doing that. Alright. So, the other thing that you need to be concerned about is the normal missions that are just locations just look like these plain white diamonds. They're just normal. If you see symbols on them like these, then it means a variety of different things. This symbol right here that says Syndicate in the brackets, a syndicate is a faction that you fight for inside of Warframe. So if you needed the mission that was normally there, but it's gone and replaced with this mission, you can click on it, and it'll bring up both the regular mission on the bottom that's normally there, and the special mission that's only available for a limited time. So don't be afraid if you ever go to one of the nodes that you normally think is there and it's not for a time. You can just go to the other option. This over here is a void relic mission, Lith Fisher sabotage, and the regular mission is just a normal sabotage versus Grenier. So we'll get into relics in a different video, so don't be too concerned about that. This triangle with an exclamation mark means that it's an alert, which gives you some kind of reward. You can see your alerts up in these tabs up here, which is what we're going over next. Alright, very first symbol you see here is an X with a circle in the middle of it. The X with the circle is your quests. So if we open this up here, here are 2 pending quests that I have. Hidden Messages and the Limbo Theorem. So whenever you're wondering what you need to be doing in order to progress, be sure to check your quests, just to make sure that you don't have one open that you need to be doing. Okay, for alerts, these are the ones that are available, the rewards that they give, the type of mission, how high level it is, and more importantly, how much longer it's available. These aren't going to be up there forever. Then this is just something that's available weekly, where you go and help a nice guy named Clem. Alright, these are invasions. Invasions are where two different factions inside of Warframe are fighting, and they're trying to recruit you to help one of them. So if we go on up here to this one, Corpus versus Grenier, it would pull us over to this different planet, because this is where the invasion's happening. So if you click on that, and if you did the Corpus Siege, you could choose to either fight for the Corpus, which are robot people who use energy weapons, beams, those kinds of things. The Grenier, which are like Marines, use a lot of chemicals and, you know, rustic technology in order to get it done. So, the Corpus are offering you 3 field drawn, which is a crafting component, which normally takes about 12 hours each in order to make. So that's about 36 hours of saved work that they're offering you for fighting for them. Or, the Grenier are offering 3 detonite injectors, which are the exact same thing, but just a different kind. So, both offering pretty good rewards. Now, invasions are special because you have to fight for them 3 times before you get the rewards. You can see these arrows on the bottom, and this is 0 out of 3. So you'd pick your one, you would fight for them 3 times, and then they would mail this stack of goodies to you. Alright, so those are invasions. Okay. It's not always going to be Corpus versus Grenier. Sometimes you're fighting the Infestation, which if you're a Halo fan is a lot like the Flood, kind of a zombie plague of creatures. Alright. The blue and the red, the different colors represent the different faction. Red is Grenier, blue is Corpus, green is Infestation. So same thing, you can help the Corpus here fight the Infestation. It looks like they're winning by the status of this bar here. Alright. Then this is construction status. So invasions are fancy. The more that everybody in Warframe helps a specific faction, the other one will get upset. So there's actually a give and take. And as they get upset, they'll begin building these super units that they'll eventually send against everybody who plays Warframe, and we'll have to deal with them unless they'll blow up a relay, which is important to us because it's where we get a lot of our stuff done. Alright, moving on to the next. Alright, these are syndicates. We'll cover this a little more in depth in another video, but these are basically groups of people that you've agreed to help in order for certain rewards. So we'll come back to that. Okay, Void Relics, another thing we'll come back to in a little bit more depth later. There's different tiers. There's Lith, Meso, Neo, and Axii. The way that you can think about it is it's like copper, bronze, silver, and gold are the different tiers. So think about that. They're also on a time limit, so you want to be sure to watch those. And this is the sortie.
You must be feeling guilty. Need to atone. I'll oblige. Let my gavel wring justice off your thin tin skull.
So that is Tal Rigor, and that means he is the boss of the sortie. The sortie is currently the closest thing Warframe has to extreme late-game content, among very, very few other things. So if you're just getting started in the game, just walk through the door, barely have a frame or any weapons together, this does not concern you right now. It's level 50 to 60, 65 to 80, and 80 to 100. So you would have to have pretty significantly well put together gear in order to come and compete in the sortie, especially alone. So, there's 3 different stages where they increase in level as you go through them, and it's 3 different kinds of missions. So this is survival with enemy physical enhancement. That means the enemies will be doing more damage, more impact damage, it says down here. Okay, then this is an exterminate. Conditions Eximus Stronghold. Means there's going to be a whole bunch of Eximus units to make it more difficult for you. And then this is a mobile defense, which means you have to go and protect things while you have less energy due to this condition down here. And then this is your reward pool. You can get an Anasa sculpture for your Iatan collection. They're worth a whole bunch of endo. They're good to collect. Riven mod we'll cover later. Kuva is a part of Rivens. We'll cover that later. 4,000 endo. That's a whole bunch of the fuel to level up your mods. 3-day booster of either affinity, which is experience, or credit, so you can make a lot of money really fast. Exilis adapters unlock your Exilis slots. Formas allow you to repolarize your mods. And an Orican catalyst doubles your weapon capacities.
Tenno, a new alert has... It will be marked on navigation.
Yeah, Lotus will be sure to tell you if there's an alert that just popped up. An Orican reactor that doubles your Warframe capacity. And a legendary core. Now, Legendary Core is the fanciest thing on this list. Basically what it means is you can apply it to any mod you own, no matter how hard it is to level up, and it will instantly max it for free. They're very, very rare, so do not expect to get one every time, or even often, or even at all while you do the sortie later in your career. Alright, so that's our different tabs up here. Very nice. Alright, now that we're in our navigation, we have a few more of these down here than we normally have. Last time we talked about it, we had these 3. Now, what are these other ones? Okay, this is your region chat, which is going to be a whole bunch of people having a good time, talking about completely random nonsense, just enjoyable. If you just want to talk to people while you play Warframe, be sure to go to region chat. Okay, this is recruitment chat. Recruitment chat means that they're looking for people specifically to go and do certain missions with them, help them with relics, or taxi them. Taxiing inside of Warframe means you, as a low-level player, will be taken to high-level content that you haven't unlocked by somebody that has unlocked it. So if there was an alert for something that you needed, but you couldn't get there, you could ask for somebody to taxi you to that mission by inviting you into their party, and then they would start the mission for you. So that's a good place to go if you need to get somewhere and need help. And then this is trade chat. So don't be alarmed by how fast it moves. You'll notice that these numbers, names, colors, and everything just swirl by. Now, that's because all of these people are looking for money for the things that they're selling, looking to buy, looking to trade, everything, very quickly. The way that you can slow it down is by moving this bar on the right. You can stop it and then individually look at the different items that these people are offering. So some of the quick lingo that you'll see here is WTB, that's want to buy. They're looking to purchase something. WTS is want to sell, looking to sell something. WTT is want to trade. And then, let's see if we can get something else here. Alright. Nope, looks like that's the majority of it. So sometimes you get people who are offering certain services for other things, offering to trade real world money for X services. Always be cautious in the trade chat. There's a lot of safeguards to make sure that you don't get ripped off, but just make sure that you know what you're getting into when you're, especially in some of these high platinum trades. Rivens, you don't need to really know what they are right now, but they're the big game right now for Warframe, at least in cost. So if you're buying anything, be sure to make sure you're not going to get ripped off. This list over here is all of the different players that are inside of the trade chat. There's going to be a whole bunch of them. A good half, if not more, of the people currently playing when you're playing. So I recommend if you need to find someone specific to talk to them, like here, we'll go right here, Kiroto77. We can click this, pull up this alphabet menu over here, then we can go down to the K's, and then boom, there he is, Kiroto77. So if I needed to, I could talk to him, discuss a deal. I could invite him, which means he'd join my party and we could go somewhere to trade, see his profile, add him as a friend, invite him to the clan, ignore him, basically block him, and report player. So those are the options that you have when you click on somebody over there. So that's that different menu. A few other things that you'll need to be concerned about in your navigation menu is, here's a relay. A relay is a place where people go in order to do specific functions, talk to their syndicates, places like that. It's basically a big, if you've ever played Destiny, heard of Destiny, it's Warframe's equivalent of the tower. So different planets have them, and they'll all have different instances. So busy, busy, calm. The busy ones have a lot of people, the calm ones do not. So, alright. And you're going to steadily make your way, as you see here if you hover over this. There's 2 lines coming out of Earth. There's one going to Venus, and there's one going to Mars. So if we go up to Mars, Mars will then make a line. So Mars is going to both Phobos and Ceres. Then you go to Ceres. So it's a natural progression through all these different planets. So when you get to Mars, you're going to find your junction. It's going to tell you what it wants you to do before it allows you to progress. So when you're just getting started out in Warframe, this is your big concern, is you're progressing through the planets. Unlock all the planets, move forward, do all your quests that become available, and you'll be in a very good place. Alright. The derelict over here is something that you only go to occasionally for specific mods or specific resources. Don't have to be too concerned about that right now. We'll come back to it at a later time. The dojo in this bottom left over here, that's where your clan hangs out. This is your specified facilities that you and them made to go to, research things, trade, all of that. So you're probably going to want to, when you get into Warframe, either make your own clan or, even better, join into one that's already established so they can help you get on your feet. Then there's the void over here. This is where everything eventually ends up. This is some of the hardest content on the regular map. It's nowhere near as hard as sorties or things like that, but that's kind of the end game for there. Alright. And that concludes this episode of Warframe 101 about the navigation console. I'll catch you next time.